Hello world, how's it going? LRBAquatics.com bringing it to you live today. Also, Mountain Dew Voltage, got that out today. Not sponsored, but I like the stuff. But today I wanted to show you guys how I'm planning on going about breeding some Tetras, Rasboras, Danios, and some other egg scatterers. And a couple of the things I built to help do this. So first off, let's start with this breeding basket I created. Now I was going through an Amazonas magazine and I saw some breeders. I was trying to find the magazine, which one it was. Alright. Looks like it disconnected there for a second. But anyways, we're back. So I got some Amazonas magazines. I found this Tetra breeder and they were using like these baskets. They didn't make it like this, but they had some other baskets they made. But I wanted to make this like as easy as possible. So I went and got a 5-pack of these mesh screens. And I didn't do any cuts with this. And this is going to be for breeding Tetras and other egg scatters. So all I did was take that one, took 5 of them, put them tall that way it's kind of got some handles, and then long this way, and then one on the bottom. Easy enough. I zip tied them with these little black zip ties. I did use quite a bit of them, you can see, just to make sure it was seamless and that the Tetras can't get out, because you'd be surprised how they'll squeeze and wiggle their ways out of the smallest spaces. So essentially all I did was zip tie these 5 pieces together. Easy peasy. So pretty much anybody can do that. Now I've got this tank I specially made with these curves in it. I was going to put tanks in there, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So essentially I'll put that on there, then underneath I'll be able to see whether there'll be eggs or not. And of course I got to add water to it to get the height and everything. Now another way to do it too, what I'll probably end up doing, is I just happen to have some extra tanks lying around, but I'll get a 20-gallon that I can use this breeding basket for. And let's see, I had some rocks. Here's the rocks. So I can get these rocks here for this breeding basket. And hello all on the chat. I've seen a bunch of you guys saying hello, so hello back to you. And I will kind of look out for questions as well. And so now I got some rocks. Let me put this one in the middle. Alright, gotta get used to trying to show the camera right with trying to read your guys' chat at the same time. But yeah, essentially this is easy enough. Basket actually fits perfect in this 20 high, which is great. I hate how they put the tape on the inside of the glass too. Like, that makes no sense. Don't be trying to peddle your products and tape them on the inside. Make a real pain to get that glue off of there. But anyway, quick rant. $1 sell, so how you gonna argue with that? But see here, you got a nice little gap in between the tank. And can you smell what Russ is cooking? That's hilarious. In between the tank and the basket. And pretty much all you do is stick them in there, put water in, and keep an eye out for eggs down there. And if so, you could always pull the basket out with the fish in them, because it's more or less like a net. So you don't even have to catch your fish. And you could either take an egg baster or something to siphon the eggs out. Put the eggs in another tank, like a 10-gallon, and then repeat the process, put the basket right back in. So boom, boom. Like, very interchangeable. I really like the idea of doing it this way. Like, this way is more for like this Ted Judy tank build that he made, where he took the bottom of the glass out and put mesh on it. And I'm actually using that. Yes, Paul Kerber just mentioned I use the Ted Judy method with 2.5 gallons for CPDs. Now I actually breed CPDs differently. I've got a whole rack. Like, this is full of babies. CPD babies there. You can see them all swimming around. But I actually catch my CPD's eggs in a container. So that's a little tip for CPDs. I found it to be easier that way since we got on that subject. But I am working on one of those Ted Judy tanks, hence this heat gun right here, which I'll show you guys how I'm going about that. Let me grab this because I know this is involved. Alright. What? Have you ever bred Colombians? I haven't bred Colombians. So I've got the black trim off of a 10-gallon tank because I can use that tank I showed you guys. I can either use 2 5-gallons at one time or 1 10-gallon at a time. Here's my son's toys. Alright, getting a bag connection. I kind of got to slow my walk in here. Hopefully don't kick you guys off. But here I've actually been working on that same thing Ted Judy was doing. And I got the black rim off. And if you notice in Ted Judy's video, he didn't really show you getting this part off of here. And I tell you what, this has been a pain in the butt to get off. And what I essentially did was I got me some glasses. Definitely got some glasses and a glove, but I just ended up chipping it off on a corner and then just eventually went bam, busted it through the middle. And I've learned it's a lot easier than trying to scrape around it. A lot easier because the glass actually peels right off from the silicone. And the way he was doing it, he was kind of going around it, and really making a bunch of little shards. So it's actually worse to do that because all the little shards, I actually cut myself last night, stabbed myself trying to find a piece of glass that was on the floor from it. Hence why I'm out here, because glass gets in this flower bed, nobody really walks in it, you know. Nice day to be out too, I tell you what. But yeah, you can see all the little shards from where I was scraping it. Yeah, it definitely comes off a lot easier that way. And then essentially you'll get the black trim and glue this onto the black trim, and then you'll have that bottom part. But you can check out Ted Judy's video too on how to do this, where he made a tank like that. But that's the one tip I would change for that. So I think somebody asked me what types I'm planning on trying to breed. Right now I've got some glow light tetras I want to breed, some Mber Tetras. There's my boy. He's super happy. Where's he at? There he is. He's super happy. He got some new toys today. What's up, buddy? But yeah, let's see. Mber Tetras, I have some of those. I got a few rummy nose. A lot of my tetras are hard to see right now because they're actually, this one's in a green water tank. Let me flip you guys over. So I got a few in here. They're probably going to be camera shy, of course. I did dial, put a couple hours onto this timer, hoping that that'll help take care of the green water. I just had a lot of organics die off in here when I first started it. Here you can see some chili Rasboras chilling at the top. Maybe try some of them. Some mini Corridorus. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for trying to breed some egg scatterers. Hey Sparky, you want to be on YouTube too? Meow. Yeah. He's got stuff to say to you guys. Alright, so any of you guys got any questions before I hop off here about this? I mean, I'm pretty sure I covered everything. So we got the breeding basket, and then we got the Ted Judy method I just showed you guys. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward. So yeah, this system right here, actually I'll tell you guys about this a little bit. I'll show you. What this is actually the little plastic piece that comes on T5 lightings. I just siliconed it in there. And I can fit a 5-gallon that way, 5-gallon that way, or I could fit one 10-gallon this way. Alright, do you just use tap water for breeding most tetras? No, my tap water is super hard, so I'm actually using soft water, RO, a mix between my tap water and RO. So I try to get it around 100 TDS. It also depends on the fish. I can dial it in between my tap water and my soft water. But okay, I think, yep, that covers it. I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions about this. So I hope this was helpful. I mean, this was like the easiest build. But there definitely is probably about 100 zip ties on it. And I know I was going to show you guys a video on like the stuff I use as well on my tools. I mentioned that to you on a couple of the stream last night or the other night, and I plan on doing that. I was just in the middle of this project, so I really wanted to show you guys this, and I'll try for like Tuesday or Wednesday for the other thing, showing you guys all the items I use. But yeah, okay, until then, I think, let me see, a couple more questions. Are the lids on the airline for noise reduction? No, they're actually for splatter reduction. They help keep the splatter off the rim and all that jazz. Humidity down a little bit. Alright. Can you recommend Tetra for harder water? I do keep my Tetras in harder water. And then I keep them in softer water too. A lot of Tetras you can get away with it these days, believe it or not. Like your glow lights. Most fish store Tetras you can. What temps are you breeding Tetra and Danios? They'll probably be towards the high 70s, low 80s. Can you just lay the black screen on the bottom of the tank? Cut the fit in size? Casey Jones, I have tried that, just laying the screen on the bottom. That's a great question. But what I find out a lot of times is the fish will try to squeeze its way in between, and you'll find them underneath it all the time. So you don't know if you're getting eggs or if they're down there eating it. It's really hard to make it seamless enough to keep the fish from squeezing in it. Hence why I was motivated to make those edges so tight, because I've seen it, I've been through it. This is why I'm here. Would green water promote breeding in any fish? Oh, definitely. I mean, that's like an ultimate food source for like microscopic organisms, and then the fish eat off of those, vice versa, whole cycle of life. That's why I don't really fight it much. And I actually on the other side have some Millennium Orange Rainbow albino fish, which I had never had any issues breeding rainbow fish. For some reason they tend to do better in green water. Alright, those were some good questions at the end there. Do you need plants or mop? I may put some like guppy grass so it's on the top, maybe to kind of make them feel safer. But as far as like moss or anything on the bottom, I'm not really trying to obstruct this mesh. So I'm probably not going to really put anything besides like any like guppy grass or floater in as far as plants. And mop braiding, I mean, you might as well just use a 10-gallon. That's for other types of fish, not really tetras. How do you tell male, female silver tip tetras? To figure out whether you got a male or female, the females tend to be more plump, more round, have a little more size to them. Let's go into a tank. Hopefully you guys don't kick off here, but I do got some tetras in a kind of cleaner tank where you can see them. But the males will be skinnier and smaller, and the females will be more plump. And I'll show you this because I've got like that's a female glow light tetra. That's a male tetra. See how the size difference is? So I've got a trio of them. There's another one. And this pretty much goes with any tetras. Can you use a mop for a rainbow fish? You can. That's how a lot of people do it. I do it differently. I play musical tanks with them. How do you tell the gender of neon tetras? Same story. The male will be a lot smaller. Same with the Rasboras. Rasboras are the same way. Like, these guys are perfect example. See that male right there? Right in the middle. And then the female so much more plumper. So these three are actually ready to breed. I mean, they're in breeding condition and would be perfect. Like, this is one of my most major neglected tank because I'm actually getting ready to move it because this is where I do all my shipping and stuff. And I got some penguin tetras too. I think I got a trio of those. See how she's more plump? Where'd he go? He's a little smaller. See how he's a little more smaller and she's a little more plump. But yeah, that's the plan. And that's how you do all that. Something for a mass hardware store, and his plants and fish do great. Yeah, he doesn't really breed stuff though. Alright. Well, I hope you guys all learned something off this. Wanted to keep it kind of short for everybody who's watching later. Do you breed any white clouds? I haven't bred any white clouds, but you could use the same method doing that. Thoughts of breeding the emerald dwarf Rasboras outside in northern Illinois? Why not? Give it a try. Make sure they got a lot of coverage, depth. A lot of times with, like, say you don't have the plants to breed something outside, I'll take like a stick off of a bush and just shove it in the water, leaves, everything. I'll just fill it with it because it just leaves all these nooks and crannies. It creates microorganisms and good bacterias and all that jazz. Fish love it. I tried all that last year. It worked out great. And yeah. Alright guys. Until next time. Peace.